Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Lupo's Cinema Symposium. I am your host, Lupo. I am here with my two co-hosts slash movie experts, quote unquote, Rob and Christian. Guys, how the heck are you?
Terrible.
Just
Terrible.
dandy.
Wow.
Just awful right now.
Starting off on a little bit of wrong side of the bed syndrome. Well, either way, we all watched a movie. This was the second half of our double feature. The first movie we watched was Hot Fuzz. Make sure you check that out. But we watched a different type of movie. This is our first ever anime. We watched a 2016 Japanese animated fantasy film. Oh, by the way, I'm going to butcher every single name. Okay? I'm sorry, not Japanese. Don't kill me. Written and directed by Makoto Shinkai, produced by Comics Wave Films, and distributed by Toho, it depicts the story of high school students Take Tachibana and Mitsuha Mizu, who suddenly begin to swap bodies despite having never met. Unleashing chaos on each other's lives, the film was inspired by the frequency of natural disasters in Japan. We watched Your Name.
Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Dude, that's 2 for 2. I'm on
All
fire.
right, so I'm trying to think of the best way. What's the best way to reveal this here? This is my movie. So is it better if I reveal first or if you reveal first?
I think
I should go first.
I think you guys should go, and then I think I'm gonna be the one that hits us with the hammer.
Okay. Gosh. So this is my movie. I give it 5 stars. I don't know if I've given a 5-star out yet. I've given 5 stars today.
Oh my.
I'm ready for heartbreak. Don't rip the Band-Aid off. Don't tease me.
I gave this 5 stars.
Oh my god.
Oh, let's go, dude. I was so nervous. He did not like this movie.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Anyway, that was Your Name. Catch us all next week.
Uh-oh. What does that mean, Jim?
I gave this movie 2.5 stars.
Oh my god. No!
Now,
no, but we had so much fun, dude.
We did have fun, but I feel like
there were tears. There was everything. Everything.
You might have been. Okay, I guess I'll have to give my explanation. I will have to defend myself from the experts. But so I think this is actually the first time that watching a double feature has negatively impacted my viewing experience, at least. So the other double features almost complemented themselves in positive ways, or just in ways that I didn't expect. Like when we watched Elysium and then we went to Gattaca. There was just like the themes from the different movies. Like the contrast was almost like a good way, or like it complemented itself, or whatever you want to say. Like we can go through the other double features too. That's just the first one that kind of like comes to my mind. But the way that it negatively impacts it was because we watched Hot Fuzz, which was like a comedic film. It does tell a serious story, but also at the same time, like I had my mind basically geared to like comedy, and I was like giggling and all that. So when you like first watch this movie, which by the way, we'll just knock it out of the park easily. One of the most beautiful movies. The animation quality is insane. I think, regardless, like I don't watch a lot of animes. And if I do, it's rather old. So to see like this would be in 2016 or whatever, you could tell that there was a lot, like it had a big budget, and it shows just how beautiful everything looks. Like there are just random shots of them cooking food that look like they're in 4K. Like it's just, everything is super beautiful. But there's like it was just like in the beginning, it took me a little bit longer to probably get invested into the story, just because like we spent like the first like 5 minutes giggling about feet. Like there were just a lot of feet shots, so I would just say feet and I would just giggle. Or like when the characters
my favorite bit Can I tell you my favorite bit is when I don't even know if you want to. We kept doing the. We were making fun of the body swap aspect
Yeah.
of the movie,
Yeah.
which and we were like, what if Donald Trump switched
Yeah.
bodies with a little girl? He's like, little girl, why are you in my body?
Why are you
I'm
in
like,
my body? What's going on here? Why am I spitting my spit into this cup? Um, so I mean, there's I forget how long the movie is, but there's still like at least an hour and 20 minutes or so of like, okay, like not that many. It's like you can like switch gears and get into the mood of the story, but I think that kind of just kept me a little bit off the course, off the beaten path. The story itself is good. Um, uh, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I felt um like I don't know how to describe it. The beginning, the body swap was cool, and like that was like a cool story. And then it starts getting into like the meteor, and it starts turning into like Donnie Darko, where they like have to stop the disaster from happening.
uh,
If
why
that
did you just say
was
that
that like a
name?
good
Why did you
reference?
say that name?
Was that a good reference, or was that
no,
Oh,
bad
that didn't make
reference.
sense? That didn't make sense.
oh, it did make sense. It just hurts to hear that name.
You know what I'm saying? That so like that was like I'm like okay, I can understand why the characters are so full. Like I understand why he was so focused on like doing this, and then it just kind of felt like I don't know, like the romance part was kind of like forced. I don't know.
Oh my god, you're gonna make me cry,
I'm
bro.
sorry. Maybe I
Oh
just like
my
completely
god.
missed the point of the movie. But like
No, no, you're entitled. You're entitled.
if I watch this by myself, or if I watch this not having watched Hot Fuzz beforehand, it probably would have positively impacted the rating. But that's just where I like was at the. That's just where I am, I guess, because I didn't watch it again. You guys,
Yeah,
because sometimes it'll be a little bit of a gap before we do a review, so it's nice to
yeah,
like get a refresher to know. I just have the memory of like a god and just remember everything
yeah.
about the movie. Um, I don't
Wow.
know. I mean, I feel like there's more that we can probably get into, so I'm gonna let you guys
This
go
feels
while
like a
you look.
personal attack, and I'm just
It's
not.
not.
I can't stand for it.
It's
I'm
not.
gonna go.
No.
No, I think I get what you're saying. I think I felt early on like I was like, you know what, this is not the right form to watch this movie because we were definitely having a lot of fun. But the
Yeah.
Yeah.
movie is kind of fun in itself. Like it is funny. I think one of the things that I think people don't talk about in this movie is actually how funny it can be. But I don't know. I think to me the
Where,
romance really worked. Sorry, Christian. Go ahead. What were you saying?
Jimmy, where does it lose you? That's where I'm more curious.
I think it's just that like the personal connection that they have, like they're connected to each other because they swap bodies, and I can understand that might be a little bit of a deeply personal thing. But then it's kind of like because there's like the body swap, and then there's like a little bit of time travel going on. So like these characters are like destined by universe or whatever to be connected. Um,
Right.
but it seems like they're like connected by fate, and then they just kind of like are like I don't know, a force to fall in
So
love.
no. So here's I'm gonna try not to fumble through this because there's a lot of lofty ideas I feel like the movie's trying to play with. But as in simple terms, I think the reason the movie succeeded for me in convincing me, because I was skeptical when I saw the movie, like that this movie is going to really be for me. Um, the thing that at the base level,
What?
You there?
movie
Oh,
You cut
hold on,
out.
hold on, hold on.
shows.
Time out. Your first sentence just cut out.
Which part?
The
The
first
the body
part of
swap.
your sentence.
Just start over.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know where from where, but the way the movie um convinces me and makes me invested in that relationship is when they're in the body swap portion of the movie, and you kind of get to see like how
I love this.
is
I
of
actually
her
love this.
personality.
So
What I'm cutting out.
yeah. So for whatever reason, so when you said how, it went how.
Oh,
And
you know
then,
what? I think I know what's going on.
well, you fix that, and then I'll provide some
How about now?
resistance.
All right, I'm gonna try one more time. One more time to not fumble
What?
through this. Okay.
More time. All right, go ahead.
Oh, where was I? Did you guys hear the
I got
body
you got
swap
all the
part?
way up to how. You were saying about the body swap, and then how.
Okay, the body swap is how. Oh my god, I'm so I'm so all right. So the reason they convince me is the body swap when you get to see the other person kind of correct the weaknesses of the other one, and in both cases, like the girl corrects his weaknesses, he corrects hers. Like he makes her stand up for herself when she doesn't do that.
She
She
makes
makes him
him
more
gay.
outgoing. Yeah, kind of. He really, that's yeah. But she makes him more outgoing, and I just think like stuff like that, where it initially sets up like, okay, these two people sort of like fill in each other's gaps, but then as you get deeper into the movie, there's also something to be said for like when you're in someone's shoes, you kind of gain an understanding of them, and this is going to get really gross. I know I'm going to say it. I'm just going to close my eyes. I'm going to say it. Kind of like Interstellar deals with it. This movie deals with like how love can transcend like space and time, like real fucking gross shit like that. But it's really beautiful, and like I think it does a good job of like conveying that and like really making that like convincing and like I don't know. I just thought it was really. It definitely affected me more than I thought it would. And I think the animation, like you said, I'm glad the animation really is something not to be overlooked. I think it's a big reason why the movie works. And then the music is really good.
Music is very good.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's why I think the relationship worked, and I think I like because the whole idea of the movie is they really don't meet until the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Right.
So like I just like this idea that they're trying to play with that it's like um it's not it's like I don't know it's this they know each other without knowing each other like they are have an instant connection where they are kind of compatible I guess is the word and the movie is kind of like trying to in a way while telling this like mythologizing this story and all that and like doing all this supernatural stuff in basic terms I think what it's trying to say is like it's trying to um like fundamentally look at like what makes like that kind of thing happen and like what I don't know that's just kind of how I look at it so for me it really that all that stuff worked I don't know.
I mean, I thought it worked really well, especially with all the things like in that kind of theme wise way. I don't know. This movie is just like too good.
Yeah.
Like I did not expect this movie to be as good as it was. Um, and I was sold from the very beginning where it's kind of just like a cute body swap movie before it absolutely, rips you apart.
Yes, I agree. I
Um,
think it tricks you. It like will it eases you in and it tricks you and then it fucking and that's why I think it resonated so much with me because it kind of catches you off guard and then all of a sudden you're caring about these characters and then all this shit happens and it kind of goes from there.
The meteors were
uh,
very pretty. When it
dude, I mean, even the meteor, the comet and stuff is just like an amazing design.
yeah.
And it's a
And
little
I
like unintuitive because you would think a meteor or a comet would have like very, very warm colors to it.
Yeah.
But this movie makes it like lots of cool colors and greens, and I just really liked it. Every choice this movie made was awesome. I think that where the animation really stepped up, or like what stood out to me, was the scene at, is it dawn or dusk? I can't remember, where they finally get to talk to each other and see each other for the
Yeah.
first time. Oh
Yeah.
wow! And it's just what an original piece of art. It's just what an
And then the
original
music.
story.
Yeah, the
It's
music in that scene and like
it's
I don't
fucking
know the
amazing.
performances. Yeah, and the movie has so much. I'm going to use a crazy word right now. It has a lot of magic and it has a lot of whimsy, bro. It has a lot of fucking
No,
Whimsy.
whimsy,
I
and
think it does.
whimsy is not something that comes around often anymore, man. So when I got it, I'm gonna fucking grab on and I'm gonna hold tight, bro, because that shit is nice. I mean, I don't know. I think I one of the things I wrote in my notes. Maybe you guys can help me make sense of this. I wrote that this is a spiritual successor to Scooby Doo the movie.
Yep, absolutely. It's the body swap. The body swapping.
Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was. Okay. All right. I was like, what the fuck was I talking about? Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think I think going back to like the animation, I think what this guy does, because I've seen I've seen a lot of his movies. I don't know if I've seen all of them. I've seen the three most recent feature length movies, and the thing they all have in common is, um, one, he does they do urban environments really well. Like versus other animated movies, the cities feel down to the details. It makes it feel very alive, and it's not
Yep.
necessarily showing everything. It's almost like Heat. Like when you see in the background, you see LA in the background. It kind of adds this, um, you know, it makes the setting feel more alive. Like this movie kind of does that in the animation setting. And then landscapes they do really well. The comets all look awesome, but then it's really dynamic with like the movement of the camera. Sometimes like it plays with like the slice of life, like simplistic, like silly anime, like animation and like gags where their face turn red and like stuff like that. But then all of a sudden, you get into the supernatural stuff, and you get this really like sweeping cinematic cinematography and animation that's like really incredible. And I think it blends it all together in a way that feels um, like compatible, and it there's not I have not seen any movie like this ever before. Like the
No.
only thing I can kind of like, and it's totally different movie, but the only thing I can kind of like say makes me feel similar in that it's very unique movie is
Scooby Doo.
the Spider Verse.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, Scooby Doo. No, the Spider Verse movies. Only in that they're so unique and so like singular. Like there's no other movie out there like that. That's how this movie makes me feel. Um, and I really like all the supernatural elements. I am going to ask you about that, Jim. Like, what if you think it fit in the movie? But before I do, one thing I kind of don't know if I picked up on the first time I watched this. I didn't realize he's actually changing time. Like, this is a time
Yeah,
travel movie.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, no,
I didn't realize she's dead. She
yeah,
dies in the movie. Like, I was like, I
Yeah.
was confused by that. I didn't always get that. I thought it was just like
Yeah.
it was like what's that a loop where he's always saving her and she's always like not dying, kind of thing. But it's actually like no, she died and he had to fix that, go back and fix that so she
Yeah.
doesn't die.
Yeah.
I thought that was all really cool, and I didn't get that right away. So I think that aspect made it cool too because it made it less fantasy and more, well, it's still fantasy, but it made it more like supernatural. Like he's like talking to a ghost basically. It's like
yeah.
um this is kind of a random thought, but I just watched that movie Presence, the Soderbergh movie, and it's kind of like, without spoiling anything, it's like a similar dynamic where there's this entity and there's a person, and the entity and the person, like, they have a common like they are working towards a goal type thing. And I just really like that. I think it's an interesting angle on the movie that is not obvious, like for them to put in there. But yeah, Jimmy, as far as like the supernatural stuff, like, did that stuff work for you? Did it kind of turn you off? Like, what
I don't
what
think
about
it
that
turned me
stuff?
off. Like it explains itself enough that, like, you know, like I don't have a, like, our friend Shane only consumes or like plays like he'll consume movies or video games where it's like, oh, it has to be like realistic. Like I'll try and recommend him like a cool game that I think is fun and it's like a little bit more like fantasy wise, and he's like, no, I don't want to play that. Like, I'm not interested just because it's like it's not real. I'm like, all right, you're gay. But I can take, I've consumed varieties of media where there's like little bits of elements of supernatural to none at all to like heavily, you know, magic is like a thing or whatever. Like recently I was just talking to you guys earlier today. I watched Hereditary, and that has like a supernatural element to it. I thought the movie was really good. So, like, you know, it explains itself. It's not just like this happens, like, you know, it's, you know, he's able to, like, when they go up to the top of the mountain at the crater, and like, yeah, like he can talk to her because he drank the magic spit with the sake or whatever, because it was
So
the
insensitive,
whole
bro. Come on, that's
uh,
somebody's culture right now. Come on, bro. The spit. Come on, the magic spit. Come on, bro.
I don't, okay, sure, you
I'm
know.
joking. I'm joking. I'm fucking, yeah. I'm
You know what I
fucking
mean
with
though,
you.
like it's like, you know, it's not just like things just don't happen just because, like, it does in the beginning. You're just kind of like, oh, why is this happening? And it's like, oh, it's because the comets has this like interesting supernatural property to it, or, you know, when they communicate at the, again, at the top, because it's, she's like praying or whatever, doing like the rituals, and like this is like, there's like a reason for it. It's not just that it just kind of happens just because it needed to happen. I liked it. It was good. It was good storytelling. I just, you know, maybe like the events of the movie happen. Like he saves, like he is directly involved in them like saving. There's like a whole other bit to the movie where it's like the body swap thing, and then it's like, oh, like this comet happens. We have to stop this comet from like killing everybody. So then that's like a whole
Uh-huh.
different part of the movie. And it seems like that, like in itself, is good. And then like when they meet again, or I guess when they meet at the before they stop the comet, when he just writes like "I love you" on her hand, I was just kind of like, all right, bro, like you really don't, like, you know her, but you don't really know her like that. Maybe that's why I like got kind of put out for the romance part, and I didn't appreciate. They kind of like didn't make me appreciate the actual plot as much as I should have, because it was
I
suspenseful.
don't know, Jim. I feel like
Maybe I just am a. Maybe it's
two
because
people
I'm a
destined for each other.
godless. I'm a godless
Like,
heathen that passes, you know,
you
for
are.
women like I eat chocolate or something. You know?
This movie is like two people destined for each other to the point where not even time and space can fucking keep them apart.
Because
Yeah,
love
horrible
Yeah.
conquers
fucking love
all.
story. Bad love
I would,
story. Boo.
if it really parallels like Interstellar in that way. Maybe that's why I like it so much. Interstellar was like a formative movie for me. So like the parallels with this movie are very apparent. So I might just, I mean, I don't know, I might just be a sucker for that, but I also think like the movie does a good job of making, and I get what you're saying, Jim. Like in most movies, I'm very skeptical of that kind of thing. I'm not an easy sell on love stories. I've watched a lot recently, like stuff I haven't normally watched. Like I did a big like Richard Curtis deep dive on all his. He does like all those 2000s like rom com things,
It's
and
because
it's
they're
like,
all the same thing.
yeah, they're not always selling you on it, and it's kind of lazy sometimes. This doesn't feel that way. It felt like Like it felt like when he said that, I was like, oh, obviously, yeah. I mean, at this point, if you didn't say that, that would be crazy. Because the guy, when you think about it, what he's doing, he drove from fucking. It's like if you drove into
Canada.
fucking
The
no, not
the
that far.
mountains of
That's too
Canada.
far. But like in the from Philadelphia into like the Williamsport, mountain air, like the Appalachian Mountains.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
it's pretty far, man. And
Yeah.
like I don't know. I
Low
just
key,
think,
like he like kind of accepts the idea that he might die a little bit.
yeah, like and then she at the same. You find out she went all the way to Tokyo to meet him, and he didn't recognize her, and like
Yeah.
so they both travel these long distances, and he once he finds out the thing that this is where it's like I was like, okay, I feel like this guy does really feel that way. When he found out she was dead, he could have just went home.
Yeah. Yeah.
He went into that little fucking cave, drank that fucking spit, and fucking tripped his balls off, bro, and then he fucking magically you see the bitch in front of you. You're not gonna fucking be like, I love you. Like,
After
come
like
on, bro, that's crazy. You're crazy for not
also
being that way.
after like an
Well, he
extended
did. He
period of
said he
time,
wrote it on her hand.
like years later too. It's not even like because like time goes by. Like he like graduates.
What do you mean? What are you saying?
Isn't it after? Isn't it like after the
Yeah, he
the
graduates from
evacuations? Like
school.
it's like
Yeah.
five. It's like 5 years later that they finally see.
Oh yeah, later, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but that's the thing. That's why this movie works. When they see each other, it's not like they don't like embrace and like hug and kiss and like,
Yeah.
oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. It's just like, what's your name? That's all. That's all. They tease you with a little bit, and wherever it's gonna go, it's gonna go. It's gonna form naturally, and I think that's what's good about it. I like that it ends that way
I do
because
too.
we have an idea, like we know it's gonna work out for them, but like by not by leaving it kind of open ended, you leave it up to like I don't know. I like that idea of like you can take everything that happened literally, or you can take it as like you know, um, these people are. It's like a love at first sight is not the right way to frame it, but like that type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they don't really know each other. They do, but they think they don't. But I don't know, man. The movie works for me.
I have to agree.
So what's wrong with you, Jim? Who hurt you?
What's wrong with you?
Maybe I just my heart has hardened, and
Why are you like that?
Why?
it all started when I was born.
uh, is there anything else you disliked about it, or is it mostly the romance
It's mostly
part?
the romance. Like maybe I probably could have rated it higher just on the strength of the like it's almost like it's got like three different plots. Like the body swap plot, the save the world plot. Those two are pretty good. Um, maybe I'm doing it a little too harshly. But also I think at the same time too, I was kind of like uh kind of led astray a little bit by the other movie, just in like for tone and like taking the
Mm.
movie a little bit. This is like a serious movie, and I started off like really not taking it seriously, so
I don't
I
know. I don't
didn't.
think it's that serious. I mean, I feel like it becomes serious, but
Yeah, but
it's
I don't
like
know.
I don't know. I feel like it when it needs to be serious, like it's obvious.
Like I
It's
said, if
not like
I had watched this either by myself or if we had watched something different as the first part, I would probably have a different rating, and I probably would be talking more positively about it. I mean, I'm looking here on the wiki, it obviously has received widespread critical acclaim. It says It is the second highest grossing
Groping.
Japanese film of all time. There's
Whoa,
groping in the
Taki. Don't
movie.
grope.
There's a
Don't
little
grope.
groping. That's
Don't
fair.
grope.
There is a little groping.
It's self-groping, though.
Yeah, true.
Is it
Well,
really?
I mean, in this context,
Let's have this conversation. Let's get really get into the meat.
You know
What
what?
is
Let's
the
not.
self?
is it sexual
What is the
assault
real
if you body
self?
swap
What
and
is
then
the
touch
real
yourself?
self? You
I
know,
don't know. I don't know.
let's
What does
ask
it
the
mean to
questions the
be
philosophers
yourself?
are asking. What is the self? Let's define the self. Sissy Fist. That's all I got.
The second highest grossing Japanese film of all time, over $400 million US. Breaking.
What's the first? Spirited Away?
Yeah, dethroning. Well, so it dethroned Spirited Away, only to be surpassed by the Demon Slayer movie.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, and they're making a live-action remake. It's in development at Paramount Pictures.
Oh,
that's bad. So
And
one
Bad
of the
Robot.
things,
I don't know what Bad Robot is.
cheap animation.
Yeah, one of
But
the
it's
things I
live
wanted
action.
to talk about with this was how this is like a good entry point into like talking about like what the possibilities of animation and like what animation can do that live action can't. This is a movie that you can't. I don't think you can make in live action. Like it just. I don't think it's the same.
But it's not gonna be.
You can, but I think
It's
it's
not the
gonna
same.
look more cheesy. Like it's gonna feel more cheesy. It's gonna like it's just like unfortunately
How are you gonna
it might
outdo it?
give off like it's a Hallmark movie.
Yeah, I
I just
agree.
don't see this being outdone or like in any way improve on or have something to say that the original already didn't say.
Dude, Tom
Yeah.
Holland and Zendaya, bro. This is what they need.
What?
Bro, that would be perfect.
What the hell?
It would be perfect. Tell me why. Tell me why it wouldn't be perfect casting.
They're like 50.
No, dude, they still play like fucking 17-year-olds to this day.
Yeah, not convincingly.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter when every other depiction of a high school is
Zendaya
30-year-olds.
convincingly played a washed-up tennis player. That's
She
like
plays
40.
Woo. She plays Woo. Woo is in high school.
Not anymore, bro.
Euphoria. Yeah, I guess she is what, 30 now?
I have no idea. I don't watch that show, but I know she's out. They're probably out of
How
high
old
school.
is Zendaya? That's the first.
And
search.
Robbie and I were talking about this the other day. Like some
Hey.
movies just work in animation, some do not, and I just
Yeah.
don't see this working.
Yeah, like I think it'll definitely be.
What movie were we talking about?
Perfect Blue.
Perfect Blue. Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't do that movie in live
No.
action either.
No, you could not.
Way off. See, they're like the two. They're the two extremes. This is extreme sentimentality, which in live action comes across as like Jimmy's saying, like cheesy and like it is repulsive. And then Perfect Blue's the other side, where it's just what comes
So
off
fucked
as
up.
evil. Yeah, fucked up and evil in live action. But when it's fucking cartoons, it's just different, man. It's you can do different things and show things differently, and it doesn't confine you to the real world. Like you can just show things in a different way that are maybe more sensitive or more like I don't know, less inhibited, I guess. In the case of this movie. Yeah, I mean I think they're doing it with Disney. They keep remaking all the anime movies.
Yeah.
It's just misguided, dude. It's just misguided.
If
anything,
it just makes a lot of money. It's like the new trend of film. I don't remember what was what's like the last one where they just kept Maybe
they did
like
Snow
superhero
White.
movies. Like they made a fuck ton of superhero movies. Like it's just like the trend of movies.
If anything, like they should be investing more into animation and telling different kinds of stories in animation, not just kids movies, not just like Despicable Me. Like it is a canvas where you can tell a lot of different kinds of stories, but they're afraid to do that.
They just want to cash in on what's already been proven to be.
Yeah. And I guess on one hand, live action is, I don't know if it's cheaper. I'm guessing it is, but it's definitely less time consuming. So I guess that's why. But like their animation, I think there's so much you can do with it. And like I'm saying with this movie and like the Spider-Verse movies and movies like Akira and Princess Mononoke, or you're talking about Spirited Away, stuff like that. Um, all those movies have made me feel something unique to animation. Like they tell us stories in a different way. Um, I don't know. I don't like to hear that they're making this in live action.
No, I just don't see it. I just don't see it contributing anything to the story.
Yeah. Um, I mean, we could like widen the scope of this out and like talk about just animation in general. Like, Jim, have you like what would you say, like, because you've seen less probably?
Yeah,
What would
my
be like some of
experience.
your favorite animated movies?
My experience in anime is very limited. I haven't consumed a lot of anime. Like,
Or
so
just
anime,
animated, or
animation to me.
animated.
Okay, so like DC movies. I've probably seen more like DC movies than I have like animated movies. I've seen anime, like a lot of like the basic shit, like Naruto, Bleach, One Piece. I've consumed them. I was watching Yu Yu Hakusho for a hot minute. Um, it's getting removed from Netflix, so now I have to go and illegally watch it somewhere else.
I like Yu Yu Hakusho. That's a good one.
Unfortunately, I've consumed more Netflix anime and Netflix produced anime, which has a certain art style to it that like is kind of shitty in the way that it like is designed. Like it's made in 2008, but it's like 2024, and they invested millions of dollars into it. But I'm never opposed to watching anime. I do enjoy some of these like smaller like mini series ones, like uh like just to name a couple: Yakitori, Soldiers of Misfortune, um Cagester of
Yeah.
an Insect Cage. That's an interesting title, but that's what it is. Devilman, Crybaby. Like I got a couple on the list that I've been meaning to watch and knock off. I actually really want to see, what is it called? High Rise like Invaders or something. So
I'm not familiar with that.
it's
Yeah, I
got
don't
like it's
know.
the cover. The
You're
cover
talking
photo
the
is like some guy in a mask, and he's got like they're like the premise is that I think they're all like just trying to kill each other, which be interesting to see how that happens.
Hmm.
but like
Overlord.
so Christian, where would you like rank this in all the animation you've seen? Like, where would you put this? Like, not specifically where would you put it, but
Like
like
animation
how?
wise, like
Yeah, like where would you? How highly does it rank for you?
this is a 10 out of 10 for me. Like so probably pretty high up there.
I
I
would
like
say,
I don't know what I
yeah,
would put. Like it's so unique. It's hard to say I
yeah,
would put it above a particular film.
yeah.
This is high.
It's definitely for me, definitely top 10. I can
It's a
say
good
that
start.
easily. Might be top 5. Animation, like total animation in general. Um,
It's a
but
wide scope, man.
yeah, it's hard to
So
say because there are so many different kinds. But yeah, I mean, I really like it, and I think it's a good example of like what you can do with this genre. Like, I mean, because really, it's amazing how they balance that. Because the movie gets really weird, like with the supernatural stuff, and it. There are times where like you're like, why am I on board right now? Like you're like when I first watched it, I was like, how are they going to get me to like buy into this? And then like all of a sudden you're halfway through the movie and you're like, fuck, man, they
oh,
got
it's the
me.
same thing with since we just watched it and we both watched it recently. It's the same thing with Perfect Blue. Like the first couple minutes, you're like, what? kind of movie am I about to watch?
Yeah, definitely. I kind of like those two as like they really are two ends of the spectrum. It's really interesting.
We need to watch. We need to have Jimmy watch that one. That'd be funny.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of scared of what he's going to take away from that movie. But yeah, I mean, I think my main takeaway from this movie is I liked the idea that and we kind of talked about it earlier, like it takes you off guard, but it kind of um Trojan horses this like beautiful like love story into this like weird, funny, silly,
like slice of life
body, slice of life body swap like movie. I just love because that isn't like obviously it didn't work for Jimmy, which he's entitled to that. I mean, I get it. There are movies everybody loves, but I don't quite get. So it's like it happens. But for me, it really worked, and I think that's a really hard thing to do to balance those things. But also, just for me to get me to buy into something as like sentimental as this is, that is not easy to do. And
right,
I think
done very well.
You shed a tear during the movie that I was seeing?
Not so. Here's the thing, Jim. This last time we watched this, that was the first time I didn't cry during this movie. First time. I'm not joking. I've seen this like 5 times.
It was a second view for me, and it almost got me.
Yeah. I will say, I don't know that I cry during a lot of movies, but when a movie makes me cry, it'll like, it'll get me every time. Like I'm not, I don't know. When it resonates with me, it really resonates with me.
Jimmy, we need to.
Glory's that way too.
I still think we need to make Jimmy cry.
Yeah, that's the goal.
I don't think that I can cry in front of other men.
We talked about this. Masculine. That's the goal.
Though I will say, I guess it's time to dump the story here for the pod. I don't know if I've talked about it yet, but one time we used to watch movies over at Rob's house, and the one was
her.
Yeah. So he asked us to come and help build this bookshelf because he has so many movies. And so we're like, okay, whatever. And so we're building it.
Weird flex, okay.
Yeah, that is a big. Well, that's why you're the movie expert. I didn't just ask some randoms to come on here. So we're building it, and then they're like fucking up. So I started building it, and they were like, all right, well, let's watch a movie. And so they threw on her, and it kind of had like the opposite effect of this one, where like I was like half paying attention to the first like beginning and maybe potentially like the first half of the movie. And then I don't know, just like I started getting super invested into the movie, and I'm like at the end I'm like at the end of the movie, and they're fucking just yapping about nothing. I don't know what the fuck you guys were talking about, but it was like I'm trying to listen to the end of this movie. And I remember. My face is literally pressed against the TV screen. I'm crying, and I'm fucking barely able to hear this thing as the dude's like, the AI has gone into the fucking ether. Oh, but yeah.
I remember
that was the only time that I've ever cried in a movie.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
You cried? I don't remember that.
I did.
That was the only time you've ever cried, and it was in front of us?
For a movie.
You've never cried during a movie by yourself?
No. I think I watched too much gore when I was a kid.
Yeah, I think you did too.
It doesn't bother me. Like I'm desensitized.
We're gonna make you cry.
Like just in general?
Well, like when you seen like a dude get blown up, like watching like watching like Art the Clown like skull fuck somebody over and over again like doesn't really do it for me.
So that means
that's not something that makes people cry.
Well, like, you know what I'm saying, like in that like it's kind of like it's like how much more extreme can you get like to invoke emotion?
You're compare. This is very telling. You're comparing very different emotions, and you're conflating them as one.
Maybe it's not that I don't watch movies; it's that I'm a psychopath. Or I'm
I
a
think
sociopath. I don't
I
feel
think
anything.
maybe that you might have something there. To be honest,
Diagnosed.
No, I think it's probably.
I don't know.
I do think
I
it's
will
just.
say, like, I've cried to a couple emotional TikToks before.
oh,
Sheesh. I was about to defend you. Now I'm not going to.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Oh, you are a sick freak.
That.
Jesus.
Unfortunately, that just may be the conclusion. I don't know.
Jesus, Parker, you are a freak.
Yeah. So, do we have any final thoughts on? Or I'm sorry. Are we? Did I jump the gun there? Are we?
No, I mean, I think I'm okay.
Okay.
I guess if final thoughts, I mean, I think one of the things I love about this is just how ambitious it is, and ambitious animation is like very few and far between because of how expensive it gets and the time constraints. So when it does come along, it's really nice. And I don't know. I think if anybody out there is hesitant to give this a chance, I think even if it's not your type of movie, maybe you've never seen an anime, you're not an anime person. Like when I saw this, I was like, I don't know that I had ever seen an anime other than like Ghost in the Shell. And I really liked it. So I think people should just give it a chance. And yeah, it's a fucking banger, bro.
it really is.
It's very infectious. There's a very infectious, just feeling to the movie that I think it gets most people on board like within 15 minutes. And it takes you, it's a nice little journey. So yeah, that's my takeaway.
Yeah. I have my thoughts. You know my thoughts. It's nice. We need this. We need to have division amongst the ranks here because that.
Yeah, but you put
brings us closer
all right.
together.
Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck here.
Okay.
You did not stand your ground. You kind of backed off a little bit. You didn't really, I think you didn't push back hard.
Okay,
enough,
even if I had a favorable opinion of it, like if the things that I said, didn't like if I had like the perfect time, if I had the perfect viewing experience outside context, inside of the movie itself, I would not have given it over 4 stars.
Oh
It would have
my!
been a 3.5-star movie probably, even if I took it very seriously and got super invested in the story.
It hurts to hear, but I respect that your opinion.
I don't, but I respect that you can have that opinion. I respect that you're entitled to your opinion. I don't respect your opinion.
Yeah, well,
no, I do.
It insists upon itself.
Who knows?
Christ.
Maybe when we, maybe if we, what you call it?
The movie is very in and of itself.
It insists upon itself.
It has something to say. It's insisting.
Yes. Who knows? Maybe when we're like doing this for like 10 years, we can redo some episodes, and my thoughts will change.
As long as we don't have to redo Dirty Harry, I'm in.
Yeah, facts. If I never watch that again, ooh, I won.
Too soon.
So I know I'm just gonna get this out of the way. Because we didn't really talk about this before on last episode. Before we get into picking the next set of movies.
What's that? What's this? What's coming up?
What have you guys?
What are we watching?
Watched recently?
Oh, what have we watched, dude? My favorite part of the episode.
We're so out of sorts. We had
we were a little rusty. I think we were a little rusty. It's been a little.
We were quiet. We said we didn't have a whole lot to say. We're back.
I think
we're so back.
We were so. You know what it was? We were so excited to talk about Your Name it just we had to get to it. We had to skip what we watched. So now we're gonna do
we
what we
actually
watched.
really said, let's cut this Hot Fuzz one short so we can just get right into it.
Who wants to go first? I can go first. I can go last. Whatever.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Christian. You go.
I was gonna say I'll go after you, but I'll go first.
Okay.
I've been watching. Let's see. I watched a couple movies recently. I watched Killing Them Softly for the first time. I was kind of excited to see it. It I have mixed feelings on it, but it wasn't what I wanted it to be. It didn't live up to the hype. I saw another movie from 1977 called Heroes. It was like Henry Winkler's like transition from screen to TV. It's with Harrison Ford and Sally Field, and man, Henry Winkler's a good actor, but he cannot pick scripts, or his agent can't, or something, because it was awful. And then I watched Perfect Blue, which I'm sure Robbie has some thoughts on as well, so I'll save him. And then for TV, I've been watching Twin Peaks again, and the new Spider-Man show, which I've been really enjoying.
I also watched that. That was good.
And I'm watching Daredevil, but I'm not going to say anything on that until the series is over.
I also finished the Spider-Man show. That was. I thought it started slow. It ended really good. So since we left off, I'm gonna hit the ones I saw that were really great. Saw Mickey 17. I think Christian did too. I really love that movie. That was awesome.
Shit, I guess it has been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's one. I think it's going to end up being one of my favorite movies of the year. The other movie I saw, kind of a curveball. Don't know if I knew I was going to like it this much. Marie Antoinette. That was a banger, bro. I love that movie. I may recommend it in the future. We may do an episode on it. We'll see. The other one I saw was Black Bag. So I've been on a Steven Soderbergh kick. I watched a lot of his movies recently. I watched Black Bag, Presents. Both of them just came out this year. I did go back and watch No Sudden Move. I didn't like that as much. And I've been just watching a few of his movies. And then I watched a movie called Butcher's Crossing, starring Nicolas Cage. Again, very mixed reviews, but I ended up liking it a lot more than I expected. I thought it was a really good play on Western tropes, and I think I don't know. I just thought it was really interesting. It's not your normal Western, but it does a lot of cool things, and I think Fred Hetchinger. I don't know how to say his name. He was really, really good in it. And then Perfect Blue. Me and Christian both saw that. I think that's like we're talking about Your Name today. It's like one of those movies that's like.
How skeptical were you when I told you about it?
I wasn't skeptical because I had it on my watch list for a while, but I was like, there was to an extent. Sometimes there's stuff where I kind of figure I'll like it, but I'm like, how much am I really gonna like this? So I would say felt like I was walking into like a 3.5-star movie, and I walked out with a 5-star movie.
Yeah,
I'll say that. Absolutely. So, it's really good. Again, maybe we'll talk about that one day on a pod. So,
I hope so.
Yeah. And that's basically. I mean, it's basically all I've seen. I mean, I've seen shitty stuff, but I don't really want to talk about it right now.
I've been consuming a lot of everything, a lot of different spectrums, a lot of porn.
Good, you need that.
What did he say? He said porn.
Yeah.
Who are you watching, bro? Give us the rundown. Top 5.
All right. So Angela White.
Please don't.
All right.
Anyway, so besides that, okay, outside of porn, then it was like I saw like only like 2 movies. So I saw I read the book, so I watched the movie. I was like, oh, this is pretty good. Den of Thieves 2, Electric Boogaloo. Very disappointed. I'm a big fan, huge fan of the first one. 4.5 stars for the first one, bro. 2 stars. 2-star movie for the second one. I watched The Electric State. I'm not going to give my rating, but I want that to be a podcast
We should
episode.
do you want to do a whole podcast on that movie?
You know what? We could do.
Let's just talk about it now.
Do you want to do it right now? We can
Because
do it
I
right now.
don't
haven't
want to
seen
do
it.
a whole
All right,
podcast on
fine.
it.
We can do a little short.
I don't want to do a whole.
I gave it 4 stars. I enjoyed the movie. I was thoroughly entertained. The story, if you think about the story too much, it comes off really stupid.
So you have problems when you think.
Like if you really,
You know what?
if you
though?
really, like,
He's
sit
not
there,
the only one.
if you
I've
like
seen
really
say
sit
that.
there to think about the movie, like on the mean, like when you're watching the movie, it's like this happens, and you're like, okay, cool, like whatever, like the movie is going. But if you really like stop and you're like, why does this happen? it's like it starts to ruin the movie.
This is the guy who just gave your name 2.5 stars, by the way. But
Hey, listen, that's why I'm not the I'm not the hashtag expert.
You're bro. I said it once. I'll say it again. You're entitled. You're
Yes.
entitled, bro.
Christian, did you see it at all?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
Thankfully.
So he's not the only one I've seen say that, though. Actually, like surprisingly, I've seen like a few like people say that exact same thing where they enjoyed it, but like when you think about it too hard, it sucks. But like for me, I was like, maybe it's because I can't turn my brain off. I don't know. I was like in pain. I was in agony for most of it. I mean, there were things I liked, but I just thought it was written really poorly.
I don't really want to see more Chris Pratt movies.
Yeah, I understand that. Surprisingly, he's like the best part of the movie.
He is. Like
Wow.
you can tell that
Yeah.
like Millie
That's how
Bobby
bad it
Brown
is.
can't act. And he like does really well and she does not.
He's the
Yeah,
only
I'm
one
not-
in the movie with comedic timing.
I'm not like a big Millie Bobby Brown person, so I don't know.
It's because she's British.
She's good as the mute.
Is she British?
Yeah, she's British.
Yeah, she is.
I don't know anything about her personally. I just don't like her acting a whole lot.
I think she's good as a mute child, but that might be about it.
I've only seen the first season.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't love Electric State. Yeah, I didn't. But you know what? At the same time, it wasn't like the worst thing ever. Like, I'm not surprised you liked it. I mean, it's like not in that way, but
I
like
know what he means though.
at the end of the
That just
day,
sounds
it's like
funny.
it's just like one of those movies that's like whatever.
Like, it's a movie that I will never see again, but when I watched it, I had a good time, and you know, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I get that.
Other than that, I saw Never Back Down 2. That movie was fucking garbage. That's actually like a garbage fuck movie. Like I gave that movie 1.5 stars because like there's still like a movie, there's like a story there, but like if you don't know what if you've never seen this movie, it's one of the movies that like people in it are like they're like negative acting. Like they're like if you asked a regular person, like if you put a script to a regular person and you had them study for a week that script and you like took a shot, they would do better than you turn the camera on and they turn into a robot and they read line by line and they sound like this because they're scared to speak. Like there are like 3 characters in that movie that are like that, and it makes me want to die. But, you know, other than that, I saw Twap. Twap was pretty good. And then, yeah, I saw Suits. I like
the
Suits.
show.
Yeah, I haven't finished yet. I took a big break for a while. Now I'm hopped back in. I'm addicted. Season 3. I never want the show to end. I think they're remaking it again or something. There's gonna be like Suits LA. Super excited for that. Can't wait. You guys need to watch Suits so I can. Or if you guys want to start watching Love and Hip Hop, I watched like the first season and a half of that, and they just added Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Do you guys want to tap in with me on that so I can
Is
like?
that a
What the
reality
hell?
show?
Who do you think I am?
Listen,
Who the hell do you
listen.
think I am?
Uh, reality TV, like I used to shit on Ev, our roommate, for watching like every episode of the Jersey Shore because I was like, dude, these people are fucking idiots. This is like negative entertainment. Like, how are you? But like, I sat there and I watched like little bits and pieces of it when I'm like passing by, and I'm like, you know what? They're kind of entertaining. And I sat there and I fell
my
victim to the trap, and I like watched all of the other episodes with them.
here's my issue. If I spend if I watch 4 episodes of Love and Hip Hop, I missed out on a movie.
Yeah, but like,
Like
yeah,
every
but
day, Jim, you don't understand. I have like a problem. Every day, every waking moment, I'm not like I don't have something to do. I'm fucking watching a movie. I watch like 3 movies a day sometimes.
oh, I've seen the letter, which is why you guys need to while you're listening to this podcast, you need to click the buttons to like and subscribe and do all that wacky fun things. But you need to follow our letterboxes. Robbie puts
So
out
you can
very
watch us be
informative breakdowns
mentally
of,
ill. You can watch my mental illness in action.
yes, you could, yeah,
You
because you
really
could see it
can.
live on
It's
your
pretty
feed
fun.
blow up. Literally every time I open up the app, they are fucking reviewing some other movie. Both of you guys are reviewing some other fucking movie.
If we watch movies, that's what we do.
That's true.
My
That's true.
favorite thing.
That's true. So make sure to do that. What are you guys' letterboxes? This is
Rob Brett.
Mine is at Skip Sparky.
cool. And if you don't feel like doing that, if you go to the link tree, you can go to my letterbox, which you'll hit the follow button, and then you go into my following, and they're the only 2 people I follow because they're the only people that matter. Anyway,
We
So
love you.
true. So true.
now that we knocked all that out of the way, time to go to our favorite part, or at least my favorite part of the podcast, picking our next movie. Now, while I pull up the Wheel of Fortune, I want you to explain the theme, the premise,
Yeah.
the whatever for this. What we got
Yeah.
going on?
So we are Oh my god, this is a terrible time. I have to. All right, all right. We are
Professionals.
doing. I'm sorry. I apologize. We are doing one movie as a crossover, potentially crossover, with the Wrestling Pod, so that Abner will be involved from Real Graps Pod, and then we are doing a movie because baseball comes back, MLB baseball comes back. We're gonna do a baseball movie, so that comes back this week. So we're gonna do that, one of each, and I don't know exactly when they'll come out, but they'll come out when they come out.
So, are we all doing baseball movie? Like, how are we recommending these?
So I don't. That's the thing with this. We can just pull the baseball together, like whatever you can think of.
Okay.
And we'll just do a spinner, and it'll just spin for one. And then Abner's, it's going to be less of a choice, but out of those movies, we'll do one of them. So I have a list of some baseball movies. If you have any others, throw them in, and we'll
I am
whatever the thing
different
does.
this entire process. So you just name
All right.
names, and then I will fill the names in, and we will shuffle.
Ready, Jim?
And we'll do all that. All right, ready? Go.
Air Bud 7th-inning fetch.
Oh my god, dear lord, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Okay.
Do you have any more? Should we go at one and
Ooh,
one?
Moneyball.
Go 1-1. Go 1-1.
Okay. Bull Durham.
Great
Bull.
movie.
Is that all one word?
2 words.
You
It's a
can
name.
Yeah, it's two. But
Durham. Uh-huh.
For the love of the game.
The game.
The Natural.
Okay.
Bad,
let me
Bad
guess,
News Bears.
I gotta do a thing, right? I'm sorry. You said Bad News Bears.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do Trouble with the Curve.
Oh,
Whoa.
wait.
What do we? And then,
Should I go?
yeah, you go.
Yeah,
Field of Dreams.
excellent.
Field
Did you
of Dreams.
did you say Moneyball, Jim, already?
I did say Moneyball, so
Okay.
that was
Okay.
my first choice.
Okay. I think we skipped you too one time.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
I did Trouble with the Curve and Moneyball.
Okay. Okay.
So Christian and me.
Mm, did we say Angels in the Outfield yet?
No.
Is that what we're
Yeah.
okay? And then for my final one, Angels in the Outfield, I'm gonna go with Mr. Baseball. All
Not
right.
Mr. Go, the Japanese movie about a gorilla that learns to play baseball.
He learns to love as well.
It's a real movie.
Really?
Yeah.
So are we picking like a movie from this, or are we also throwing?
No. Do this first, and then we'll do Abner's
Okay.
separately.
So we're just picking one from this.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's Airbud, we can spin again.
I'm hitting the shuffle button various times. I am doing this an endless amount of times, actually. Still shuffling. Each shuffle shuffles everything, but then it reshuffles again, like I am an automatic card shuffler at a casino. All right. We've shuffled as many times as we can. 10 entries, 1 spin. Here we go. Fingers crossed that it's not Airbud. It's spinning. It's stopping. Give it up for Bad News Bear.
Which one?
70s
Which one?
The 70s one.
Okay.
The 70s one. Okay. Let's just see. Bad News Bear, the 70s one. Because nobody writes it down in the group chat. So I'm just writing it down now. Now hit us with those other movies.
So
What is the
I
theme
have-
for this?
it's Abner.
Okay.
So I have a list of Abner movies, or I can do a list of wrestling. What do you want?
Honestly, I think that we should do. I think we should get a pro wrestling movie, and then we should also do like an Abner movie. Like if he just wants to like watch a movie with us and just talk about a movie, then we can do that as well.
So what do you want me to do here?
I think we should do both.
You want 3 movies?
Yeah. I mean, we'll end up
Okay.
probably doing a double feature. We'll probably end up doing
One on our own, I guess.
yeah, and then just or you know, well we could just pick another movie and just watch.
Okay.
We'll just have, two double
2
features.
separate.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We can do that.
All right. I don't know that many pro wrestling movies.
I have them.
Definitely
I have
Iron
them.
Claw.
There's literally only
The
like
Wrestler.
5. There's not a lot.
I think I tried googling like pro wrestling movies.
So like pro wrestling, or do you want just like a wrestling? Because Foxcatcher is a wrestling movie, but it's not pro wrestling.
You know what? Sure. What is it called?
Foxcatcher.
Foxcatcher.
I mean, Nacho Libre.
Nacho.
I guess he's like a wrestler, isn't he?
Yeah. And then there's
Fighting with My Family. I would leave it at that. I would do between those.
All right.
I mean, no, one more. I haven't seen this movie and it looks bad, but Paradise Alley, technically, he becomes a pro wrestler. So put that in there.
Paradise Alley. There's Beyond the Mat.
What is that?
That was like that was made in 1999. It was like a big,
Okay.
it was like an influential wrestling movie because it was like, it was an important movie.
So, did you want that in there?
What did you say?
What about the Hulk Hogan one? And you
Oh
said
yeah,
you
yeah,
want
yeah.
that.
No holds barred. There you go. No holds barred. All right. So we got 8 options here. Unless Christian, you want to from the top rope? Do you know any off the top of your head?
No, I think you covered every single one that I know about.
Yeah. All right, we're shuffling. We're shuffling. We're shuffling. Everybody loves shuffling. What about Knucklehead?
What?
That was the one with the big show. He was like the
Spider-Man from the original. Tobey
Oh,
Maguire
low
Spider-Man.
key, yeah. So Spider-Man in there.
I mean,
I'm not.
Macho Man Randy Savage is in it. That's
He died. You know, that's sad. All
Spider-Man
right.
killed him.
We're spinning in 3, 2, and 1. And it is no way. Oh wow. We're watching Foxcatcher.
It's not a real pro wrestling movie. I regret putting that in there.
We're moving
It's
it
not
then.
real pro wrestling.
We were like seconds away from watching Nacho Libre.
Take that out.
We were
No,
literally
I
a
don't know.
centimeter away.
There's one I want to watch, and then there's others I'm like.
Do you want to
so
respin?
Do you just wanna go with here? Hold on. We'll cut the.
we
just
should
wanna
do the rest.
Do we
the
just want to do
wrestler?
Fighting with My Family, Iron Claw, The Wrestler, and Beyond the Mat?
I mean, I really don't want to watch an Aronofsky film, but
What is an Aronofsky film?
I think it would be good because I can bitch
it would
about
be
him,
good.
but we
for the
don't have to.
podcast. It would be good for the podcast.
Yeah.
These are our 4 options. We're gonna spin. We will accept whatever the wheel has to say.
I'm also sorry about Bad News Bears.
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie. You know what though? I haven't seen it. Like
we're gonna be watching Iron Claw. Go to Iron Claw. Maybe that'll be the movie that makes me cry.
Oh.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think you have no soul.
We were again inches away from watching Fighting with My Family.
You want
So, what are the Abner movies?
baseball in this, or do you want to do the Abner movies?
Yeah, let's get
Abner movies are 500 Days of Summer, The Proposal, Shutter Island, and The Departed.
Come on, you gotta slow down there. The Proposal. What was the other ones?
Shutter Island and The Departed.
Shutter Island.
And you got 500 Days of Summer on there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Departed. Is it just those 4?
Yeah.
Sure. All right. Anybody want to throw anything else?
I mean,
if we're gonna, I'll save mine for next time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I hit the spinning button. We're spinning.
I mean, if we want, we can just do these 2 and not do the. I mean, I don't. Well, or we can just do. Yeah, I guess we can do 2. But if we're doing 2 separate ones, we should just do. The Departed. Okay.
I've seen The Departed.
Separate things. Should we do another movie? Another spin?
If you like, we can do the 3 that we want to see. I'm done with that.
Pair that with the baseball.
Sure. I like again. I'm down for I'm down for whatever. But this will be. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we gotta make up for the audience for our lost little leave of absence here. So we need to shove movies down their throat. So if anybody wants to take a movie first.
Okay.
What did you just say?
I said I'm gonna go last, if that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that means I'm going first. I'm being put on the spot here, but that's A-okay, because you know what? I always pick good movies. So, first one, The King. The second movie.
That's a good one. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, the second movie, Parasite. The third movie. Hold on, I had it. Bobby Z. All right.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't have a whole lot of good stuff ready, so I apologize.
No, that's the beauty of it, baby. That's the
Um,
beauty of live and in color entertainment.
Have you seen No Country for Old Men, Jim?
No.
All right, yeah, that. Jojo Rabbit.
That's crazy. I was gonna fucking say the same thing. That's awesome.
And then have you seen Amadeus?
No.
I'm gonna put that in there because I think it's funny.
Amadeus. Okay.
So I'm gonna go with the Green Knight.
Oh, okay, shit, that's a good one.
Green Knight.
Let's do Platoon.
What did you just say?
Platoon.
What did you just
We
say?
we can't hear you.
Changing it anyway. I'm gonna change it anyway. Let's do Glengarry Glen Ross.
Glenn Ross.
And a wild card here. Fences.
Ooh,
Fences.
okay. 2 plays.
For that one. Yeah, that's true.
All right. Those are our picks. Our picks are in. The wheel is shuffling away. Shuffling is what we do best here. Fingers crossed. Hope your movie gets picked. The audience is at the edge of their seat. It's time for our first official sponsor. Just kidding. The wheel is spinning. I am about to cream.
Get on with it.
Give it up for Bobby Z. Let's go. We get to watch a Paul Walker film after he died.
Is that a Jimmy movie?
It is.
It's not a me movie.
Movie is that Bobby Z? I didn't hear even say that.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Is that like a movie that you didn't see, or is that like a bad movie?
I have no idea what that is. I'm gonna have to look it up.
That's
That's interesting.
It's got Paul Walker in it after he died.
This is gonna be a twist. I haven't seen the movie.
What a twist.
Jesus
You have.
Christ.
What?
I'm looking at it right now.
I can't wait for this. I can't wait for this. Oh my god, I can't wait for
So
this.
if you guys hate it, blame me. It's fine.
I'm gonna be so mean.
I
Be good.
I
I
don't
might
even
like
know.
it.
I literally don't even know the premise. I just saw that it had Paul Walker.
Oh my god, you haven't seen it.
No, is it really bad?
None of us have seen
no! I looked up. I just did a search. It's not rated favorably, and I lied. It was before he died. This is
baseball, I suppose.
What?
Look at all the movies on that wheel, and we went with Bobby Z.
Easy. That's what the wheel's for.
Yeah. But knowing us, we'll have this. We'll watch all of them in a day.
Good luck convincing me that movie's better than your
We'll be
name,
on
Jim.
to greener pastures. We'll be on to very greener pastures. So yeah, you know the drill. Like and follow and upvote and review and all that wacky fun jam link tree. We'll have all the links where you need to go to do the things. I'm gonna leave you guys. You guys have the last statement here. I'm gonna go take a piss.
Godspeed, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. I need more nude pictures of Spider-Man.